Hi guys, and welcome back to today's video. It has been like a hot minute since I actually have pre-recorded any or even posted, so I made my promise to post at least 5 videos a week, Monday to Friday, but clearly that has not been happening, so I'm kind of rushing my videos, and I'll tell you why. But first, this video is not sponsored or anything, but I have been using Curology for only 2 days, and I can literally see a difference. Well, I mean, my skin's not as red. You can't see a major difference, and I don't know if you can tell, but I still have these massive, I still have scarring over here and scarring on this side or whatever. But my face doesn't look as red anymore, and I'm kind of vibing with it, so it's been pretty nice using it. The formulas they use are customized to your skin, and what I love about it is there's a 30-day free trial for new customers, and if you don't like it, you can send it back and unsubscribe. But if you do like it, you will forever be able to have glowing and beautiful skin like me, and I definitely recommend it. So one of the things I got, and my other stuff is in my bathroom and I really can't reach it, is they gave me a lip balm, and it looks like this. So I know that a lot of people may have seen this, but what you do is, I'm gonna lower this a little bit. Is you see this tab over here, you can lower it. Sorry if you can see, but you can lower it. And then it kind of magically opens up like that. That's what I really like about it. So you can just literally put it on, and it's really convenient, and you can fit it in your pocket or anything like that. So I thought that was really cool. But before we get into today's video, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe for when I upload a brand new video every single week, Monday through Friday, which has not been the case, so I'm really sorry. So I don't even think I have posted or made a video, because the other one, my first one that I will be uploading, I did it in the beginning of March, and I'm not sure if I remember doing that. So the creator of the month is Sarah Renae Clark, and I love her freaking channel. She does a lot of art content, drawing content, trying out new art products kind of thing. And I just recently came across her channel because I got the Kirby Ross-Ann's book or whatever, and I've been meaning to do an Amazon haul, but I just haven't had the specific time to do it or whatever. So, but yeah, this is part of the Kohl's haul that I got. So then, I came across her channel because I wanted to see what the hype with the Kirby Ross-Ann's book, and her video was the first to come up, and she does a really good job explaining what she thinks of it in her raw and honest opinions. And my cat is what you call a pest. You don't belong here, Luna. So, yeah. So, anyways, the creator of the month is Sarah Renae Clark, and then the charity / organization of the month is St. Jude's, and I'm not a St. Jude's patient because I never had cancer, but I just love their cause and how they do things. St. Jude, you never have to pay a bill for your child or whatever. You never have to pay a bill for visits, appointments, any surgeries, housing, gas, whatever, because they'll do that all for you, and that's what I really like about it. And I will put a link down in the description box or whatever saying donate to this or whatever, because I think it's a really good way to donate and give back to the community. And if you wanted to, you could you could have a monthly donation of like $19 a month, I think. I'm not real sure. Correct me on that if I'm wrong. And you can donate to St. Jude's and you can get a free t-shirt with it. So definitely recommend you go check these two things out, and I'll link their things down below. And yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, so today's video is going to be a little different. So this is going to be a story time because, yeah. And what's bad about this is that this is recently and currently going on right now. So I will not be mentioning anyone's names or anything. And if I do, they won't know. But I will not be mentioning any names or the professor even for that course. So let's get into it. So if you guys don't know, I am Hope Stunkel, and I go to school at Western Illinois University, also known as WIU. Sorry, my God. And I'm a major in political science with a double minor in psychology and sociology. So, anyways, so what happened is I have this one class. I'll say like the subject, but I won't be like mentioning like anything else. So basically what happened is that I have this class for my psychology minor because I'm obviously minoring in psychology. And the difference between like a major and a minor in the sense is that as a major you have to take like all the classes related to political science. So like I have to take all levels of political science. And then for like a minor, like for my sociology minor, for example, I don't have to take any or all. Well, I don't have to take all of my classes for that particular subject that I'm getting my degree in. So I just wanted to put that out there. So anyways, I have this psychology class that I'm taking, and to say the least, it is brutally unfair. The reason it is brutally unfair, and it's not just unfair on like the quizzes, so let me give you a little bit of a rundown. So basically, me and other students were checking out like quiz answers, and when we go back you can like see what you did wrong or whatever. And we talked to the professor that some of these quizzes are wrong or whatever. So that's basically like the summary of it. And she supposedly knows that they're wrong, but she doesn't care to like fix them unless people come to her attention, which is really like not fair. So anyways, I'll get into the whole story. So the other night, which was like Monday night, me and this girl were communicating, and this girl was stating that she was thinking she maybe had the wrong book or whatever, or the wrong edition of a book or whatever. And I said, well, first she asked like, are you concerned that any of the quizzes like don't line up or whatever? And I said, yeah, I agree with it. And I have to remind you, I am a student with a 3.3 GPA. I know that doesn't sound really high, but I am one of those like really good, smart students or whatever. And I don't purposely get answers wrong just to get answers wrong. And if I do get them wrong, it's because they're not in the book. That's like a problem with these quizzes, and that they're not in like the book or whatever. So like I don't really understand like why we're even be tested on material that's not even in the book or whatever. My cat is going crazy and I'm not moving. So yeah. So anyways, she emailed me and she says, is it just me or are the quizzes not lining up? And I said, I don't think my quizzes are lining up very well because I have like so many answers wrong that I don't even know I have them wrong. And then when I look back at them, like, they're not wrong. Like, they're wrong, I mean. So then she told me she had emailed the professor to this class or whatever. And by the way, she's just a professor. She's not like a doctor. She doesn't practice in psychology or anything. I looked at her credentials and it says just a professor. Like, you know how like a teacher will email you, like they'll usually say professor, like what degree you got and whether you're like And whether you're like a master's or a doctorate degree, I guess is when you can be called doctor, but like she hasn't really like practiced in this field apparently because she doesn't know, because like she knows what she's doing, but like the way her approach of when like a student asks her is really disrespectful, and it just came to my mind. And if anyone wants to comment, go right ahead. I'll mention more of the details like down below, or if you want to private message me, you can. So like just don't private message me via Instagram because I don't have it. I haven't had it in a while. Or on TikTok, like don't private message me because I actually deleted those things for my mental health or whatever. So if you want, like, just reach out to me or whatever. I'll send my email down in the description box below if you wanted to reach out with me, and I'll kind of tell you more of the scoop. So anyways, about the quizzes, and she was like, well, these quizzes, like some of the quiz questions are wrong or whatever. And I was like, okay, why are they wrong? And she says, like, every time you go look back at them, like, they're not in the book or they're very misleading. And I will read you the question. So, like, as far as the quizzes go, I'm sure, like, not a lot of people are going to see this. Like, they won't know what class it's from. It'll be, like, from a psychology class. That's all I'm going to mention to you. But I won't be telling, like, the class and all that stuff. So, yeah. So, anyways, she did that. Then she told me she emailed the professor about the questions on the quiz or whatever. Then she said, like, she deliberately said to the student, these quizzes are old and there's no way I can do to fix them this semester or whatever, which I understand where the professor's coming from, but, like, this shouldn't have ever been a problem to begin with or whatever. So, yeah. So then, the next day, this student reaches out to the professor. It's the same student. And she reaches out to the student. And she reaches out to the professor. And they do a quick little Zoom call or whatever. And the professor was really mean to her. And, like, really inappropriate. And, like, how to speak to a student who has questions. So what happened was Janet was Danny. So let's just say Danny. So anyways, she went to the professor and had emailed her if we could do a Zoom meeting, and she said, sure, we'll do a Zoom meeting. I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. Da 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 da. But then when Janet was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to like bleep these out or whatever because I don't want to get sued. So I think I'm gonna just caption the title Storytime with a class. Storytime with a quiz scandal in the class. Like, yeah. So anyways, I don't want to get my ass sued. But anyways, they have this Zoom meeting or whatever, and then she said what was really inappropriate. She said, oh, you are mentally ill and you need to seek medical help. And then she called an organization with the school. I can't remember what she called, but she called them saying that she needs to go to therapy and that she diagnosed her with, I don't even know what the diagnosis was because she didn't tell me, which I don't blame her. I wouldn't want to know that either. But she put a diagnosis on her, and it was only a 10-minute meeting, and I'm like, well, that's not right. So then I called this girl or whatever, and then she's like, yeah, she literally called me mentally ill, and she put a diagnosis on me. And she said she doesn't even know who I am. She's never been in my life personally. She's never really met me in person because this is an online class again. So I don't know why she would have the right to call me mentally ill. And I said, okay, that's really not right. Like, something needs to get done about it. Like, And I suggested, like, you need to call your advisor about it and file a specific complaint or whatever. And then talk to the department chair, because that's what the advice that she gave us. So we just kind of both did the same thing. And what's funny is we both had the same advisor or whatever. So that's really nice. And I knew that because I talked to my advisor about the whole issue or whatever. She's like, shit, a student just emailed me. Talking about the same thing. So she did that, then she led us to the department chair with email and phone number, and then she talked to him. The girl that I'm communicating with talked to him first or whatever, and things went really well. I talked to him the next day just because, like, scheduling in my life, and I'll just get into my other side note in a little bit. So, yeah. Anyways, so we did that, and then I tried to call the professor, and, like, I understand they have a lot on their plate. Like, I assume they probably have, like, 6 classes to teach or even more, or even a little less. But I tried to talk to her, and she didn't answer me. So I told her about, like, the quizzes. So I'll just, like, kind of, like, summarize what I said. So I'm going to pull up on my phone via email. I will not be showing you. Like, I will not have a screen recording of the email because, yeah, that's, like, privacy, even though the same professor literally went through this person's email history. So, anyways, so I'm just going to find it. So she said she wanted to have a meeting. She's like, please come to my office this week to meet with me as they're listed in the syllabus, because, like, the professor will put them in the syllabus or whatever. And then she put her department, her hall, her address, her number or whatever, da-da-da-da. Did I go? No. Because when I talked to my advisor about it, I was telling her, like, she wants me to come to her office, but I know she's going to, like, try to gaslight me like she did to this other girl. And, by the way, she made this girl feel like she was crazy, and I said, bro, she's literally gaslighting you. Like, she is literally gaslighting you, making you feel crazy, because she knows that when she uses her power of psychology, just because she doesn't practice it doesn't mean that she has to put that on you, that's exactly what I said. And this is for, like, any other students who ever run into this issue, like, at any other university or whatever. So then I didn't even respond to the email. I didn't even say I didn't meet with you because I had 2 appointments to go to. I usually had 2 appointments to go to a day today, so they were really important and I couldn't, like, miss them or whatever. And I didn't even respond to them. And what's funny is that, well, part of it's because I don't think this specific professor, like, knows me or whatever, but she didn't even respond back in an email saying, I didn't see you come to my office, which means she obviously doesn't really care, and she just wants to start drama, which I don't think is cool. So then, what's funny is that me and these other students, there's only, like, 2 other students in this email, so I'll just call them, like, something. So, anyways, we're gonna get into the whole spiel. But first, let me talk about this girl, and I'm gonna call her D. Luna, why will you get out of the bucket? You don't belong there. Get out. Come on. Go. Let's go. Hey, Luna, come on. Get down. Get out of the bucket. You don't belong there. Get down. Yeah, I'm watching you. You act like you're not going to get busted, but I busted you. You got busted. You Come on, get down. Hey, come on, get down. Thank you. Sorry, my cat loves to go on the counter, especially when I'm doing things. So that's the love of my life. Okay, so me and this girl, D, we're just gonna call her D. So she said, "Hi, my name is D and I am in your class. Are you finding that any of the online exercises in the book do not match up with the quizzes? I am beginning to think I have the wrong edition. Could you please let me know?" And then I said, "Okay, what edition do you have?" And then I said, "I think mine are matching up, but I'm not real sure." And I said, "The textbook I have is the 5th edition to the book or whatever. And I do have to say, though, that some of the questions on the quizzes are hard to find in the book." So then I sent her a link to the textbook, and it says in the syllabus, number 5. If you have it and it still has problems, let me know, because like I said, some of the questions are not in the book. That's like the main thing. So then, I don't remember. Okay, this started March 6th. This was like 3 days ago. So then she says, "I have the right book. I think it's the wrong quizzes. Thank you so much, though. You are super nice. Wait until you take quiz 8. Half the questions in the chapters we haven't read yet." And I would just like to point out, like, the professor literally locked our quiz 8 because she's an asshole and she doesn't want to be under any more scrutiny. And by the way, I got a 5 out of 15 the first time. She only changed my quiz to 3 points. So, like, I don't know what to do. So I'm trying to figure this issue out. And I asked her if she could unlock quiz 8 or whatever. And then she's like, "Oh, I changed it." And I'm like, "This is only 3 points higher. Like, I'm going to take a look at it or whatever." Then she said, "Okay." And then I tried to look at it and it's literally locked. Like, you cannot, like, you can go to your 10th and all it'll say is your quiz has been submitted successfully or whatever, but you can't see, like, what you got wrong, like with the other quizzes or whatever. So anyways, back to her statement. She says, "I feel like we are part of a social experiment. Can you please email the professor and let her know that you are having problems? I think these quizzes are left over from an old class, from an old edition of the book," and I have to agree with that. I have number 5. I have edition 5. I emailed her about the previous quizzes and she said they were old. She needs to go through all of them and change them or teach the material that is on the actual quizzes. It is super frustrating. You'll see what I mean when I take this one. Okay. So then we went over that. So then I said, "I just now emailed her and I'm waiting for a response because it was pretty late at night. I told her I'm not taking any more quizzes because it's fixed because I think it's unfair. This is the only class I have a D in," which is actually really true. "And I do not usually get these grades. Have you emailed any other classmates yet? I think we should both meet up or call each other to discuss this more at my place tomorrow. Let me know what you think." And she says, so I said, "So what I am thinking that we can do is we can use our textbooks to find the incorrect and to find our supposed answers that are wrong and compare it to other editions, or we could just use the textbook's knowledge of, like, what material it has and what it doesn't have, and then we can do a kind of a deep dive in." And then she says, "Can I have your phone number? I feel the same way. I would love to talk. This is ridiculous. I never get these grades that I am getting. I couldn't stand it anymore, and I'm so glad I emailed you. My phone number is da-da-da-da-da. If you would like to call me, I am free all day except for 11 to 12:30 when I have class." I emailed her repeatedly, and she refuses to help. I am over her attitude in this class. I have to have a B or higher to graduate, and I'm definitely not getting that. I study way more than I should, and I still get these grades, and it's so unfair, and we deserve better. And then I just gave her my phone number. And then she did email the professor, and that's when she called her mentally insane and that she needs to seek medical help. And then she never screenshotted me, like, her emails or whatever. So, like, but she said somewhere along the lines, like, the professor was being smart to her and trying to create a good argument that doesn't really like relate to the quiz. So the professor would say something like, you don't need to like overanalyze and look at things really closely. And I'm thinking, well, like, what if we have a final on this? Like, yeah, we're gonna look over this or whatever. So then I think I emailed her back. No, I don't even remember if I emailed her, but she's like, meet me in my office or whatever. And then what else happened is that I called the political science department, and she says, I talked to another department chair. I did not get any specifics on your name or your conversation. The chair recommendation was to document as much as possible and go to the department chair. Please talk to Greg or Ellen first, which are professors. They had some other good advice too, and I'm sure he and she will do it to you. I send E and G messages with your phone number. I am not sure about her schedule today as she is in for surgery, which she told us about. So, yeah. So basically we did that, and then I called her about it and I told her everything that happened, and she said, CA in this department let me know that you're trying to reach me. I just called you back. I also left you a voicemail, but I thought I would also try an email as well. If you are having an issue with the professor, you need to reach out to the chair department of the psychology, and his name is DL. As I mentioned in my voicemail, you are the second student I have heard from today about this class and instructor. I don't know what the issue is, but I would highly recommend you talk to the chairperson to see if something can be done to rectify the situation. I have advised the other students to do the same. Keep me posted. So then on March 8th, because I think this was March 7th, on March 8th, message yesterday. Our department office manager told me yesterday that you called to our office hoping to discuss an issue related to the class. I called the number you provided and left a message, but I am also available to speak this afternoon. Let me know what times work for you. I didn't respond just because I didn't have time to do it. And then I talked to the chairperson, and so basically I emailed the chairperson or whatever about it. So then I was like, hi, so this is Hope's uncle, which is me. I take a psychology class with this professor. I do not know if another person has talked to you about this particular class with this professor. Last night the other person has emailed me and she was saying that the quizzes do not line up, which they do not. The professor said to this girl, saying that she's mentally ill and needs to seek medical attention. I do not think that this is really appropriate at all. The girl also told me that the professor blocked her from looking back at the quizzes. I also have asked other students and they agree with me as well. The lectures and the quizzes and the mini exercises do not quite align with the book, and she's not acting professional about it. And then he said, thank you for getting in touch. My general advice is to always start with the professor if you are seeking changes in your class, which I did, and she was surprisingly nice to me. So, like, I took his advice. I did a deep dive analysis, and I'll kind of, like, tell you what I did here in a minute, but I would just like to get, like, the conversation out. Like I said, I'm not showing you anything just because of privacy reasons or whatever. And then he basically said, let me know what times work for you. And then he said, and then I said, okay, so I did talk to the professor, and she told me to meet me in her office during her office hours as listed in the syllabus. I also let my advisor know about it, and she suggested that I don't meet with her. My advisor suggested that I don't meet with my professor, but that I meet with you, and that's what she said to do. Did you ever get an email from another girl yet, or no? I think sometimes would probably be anytime in the afternoon this week, or if you do not have time, maybe next week. And I didn't realize next week is spring break, so that's nice. And then we kind of said, okay, can we do this at this time or whatever? Da 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 da, whatever. I don't usually do these. So then, as far as the girls go, this might kind of not be in order, so this is gonna be really confusing, kind of. Okay, so basically, I'm just gonna like go through everything that happened, and I'm not gonna mention any names. So I reached out to this particular girl called, and I'm just gonna say LaSalle, and she said, hello, Hope. D did reach out to, and I agree that the quizzes do not, well, okay, what I said was, I'm like, hi, this is Hope's uncle, so I do not know if you heard, but I think the quizzes do not match up with the book, and I am getting really low grades. I think another girl emailed you and is not happy about it, understandably. I have no idea what to do, and now the professor wants to meet with me. She just met the other girl via Zoom, and she's writing her up, and that did actually happen. She was trying to write up this girl. I don't know, something. I don't think she tried to write this. I don't think she wrote the girl up after she explained her issues, but she tried to write her up or whatever, and she says she has a meeting with you too. Can you respond ASAP? And then LaSalle said, hi, Hope. D reached out too, and I agree that the quizzes are not matching up with the course materials. I was going to email the professor about the day, but I haven't had the chance to. I don't know if you already met with her, but I don't understand how you or D could possibly get written up for this. Let me know what's going on, and did you meet with the professor? So I said, the professor told me to go to her office this week, and she said something mean to D. The professor told her that D needs to seek medical help and that she's being psychotic or whatever. I do not really find that appropriate as somebody who does have a mental illness. I am very annoyed with the quiz scores, by the way, because I am usually one who studies really hard or whatever, and I am failing in this sense. Like, I have a D in the class, and I don't usually have Ds in any of my classes. And I asked her if we could meet up or whatever, and then LaSalle said, D hasn't responded to me since she emailed me at 8 this morning. I haven't heard any of this from her yet, but if the professor actually said that, I am shocked. No matter what context it is in, it is very inappropriate for a professor to say something like that to a student. Also, I'm a really good student, and I have straight A's every semester, but these quizzes are tanking my grade down too. And she says, I am located somewhere else, so I don't think I can meet with you guys. I think we need to make a group email or something with Janet so we can all or we can talk about what to do. I have not had to deal with a situation like this in college, so I'm not sure what we should do. Someone I know recommended getting in contact with our advisors to see if we can make a formal complaint about the professor if she doesn't address this issue. If enough people individually do this, the department will have to do something. And then I emailed this other student the same thing, basically, and then M said, oh my god, I cannot believe she said that. I am so sorry that this is terrible and so unprofessional. I do agree that some of the stuff on the quizzes wasn't really talked about in the book. The first few quizzes we took in this class, I really struggled and did poorly because they were so difficult, and it seemed like most of the stuff was not talked about in the book. The last few quizzes have been decent, but I noticed a few questions that confused me because I don't remember reading them in the chapters. I hope this helps, and let me know how it goes with her when you talk to her. And I'm so sorry she's being rude to you and D. And I said, I think we need to make a group chat, etc. And then she says, yeah, go. And then LaSalle said, go ahead and do it. And if you haven't already speak to your advisor about this and when you want to make a complaint about the professor and the coursework. And And I said, why don't you take quiz 8 and see how you do with it? Because, I mean, most of the stuff comes from a different chapter. I would contact the chair of the department. His name is so-and-so, and I would tell him about the wrong quizzes. So I would, and then I said to this other girl, M, so I recommend that you talk to your advisor about this and then just see what she has to say, but she's most likely going to tell you to meet with the Department of Psychology, which is so-and-so or whatever. And I said, by the way, me and D have different quizzes. I think this is part of protocol, but I just find it very shady that the professor isn't like is getting mad at us if we communicate about something. And then LP LaSalle said, I'm sorry for the late reply. I had to take one of my midterms yesterday. Any updates on the situation? I'm in contact with my advisor about this. And I said, so D talked to the chair of the department, and his name is so-and-so, and he was really nice to her and said that he will look into it more. He will honestly listen to you if you just contact him, and he'll give you good advice. His phone number is so-and-so. And then LaSalle said, did you talk to him too? And I said, so me and Dee talked to the department chair about the issues because the more people, the better. Have you got in touch with your advisor about this? She will help you put a complaint in about the professor, then she will lead you to him, who is the department chair. He is really nice. I just talked to him today. What I would suggest you to do is print out all your quizzes either by copying and pasting them onto a Google Doc or physically printing them out. Then what you should do is go in the book and search the concept or the question and put what you found versus whether you didn't find it. Then present it to the professor. You should not be scared to do it because it is what Dee did, and she got a lot of her points back. I would just like to let you know that my questions and her questions were different, so I still don't understand why the professor got really mad at us for communicating each other. And then I think I said, I also just wanted to let you know that me and Dee have went over quizzes 3 through 7, and there were a lot of mistakes. And then LaSalle said, I reached out to my advisor yesterday, but they still haven't gotten back for me. As looking over the quiz, I will do it tomorrow as I have been swamped with midterms from yesterday and today. Thank you for both taking action and looking over the quiz. It's good to know that there were mistakes, and it is not an issue just on my part. I did just receive your email as I'm typing this. I'm sorry for the late reply again. I have been busy this week, and it should have never happened. So then I proceed to go ahead and email the professor, and I am a person. So what I did is I'll give you a rundown of like what I did or whatever. So what I did is basically, so I took like the quiz, so like one of them was like 3 or whatever, and then what I did was I basically put down the question, and then I put down all the multiple choices that you could do, so like A through D, and then I put down my answers, and then I put down like my answer, like which one was mine. So for example, for like number 1, I got B, then which was supposedly wrong, and then the professor put down like C or something. So I kind of did that, and I did that for all of my quizzes, and I think I had like a lot of questions wrong on it. And then I put down like why your answers are wrong. So then after I did the multiple choice questions and put her answer and my answer, and then I said my analysis and take on this is because of da 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 da. And then I said, here's the other attachment that had all the questions that I want fixed. And then she said, thank you for contacting me about this and your thoughtful analysis. I updated your quiz points on number 3. And then she said, like, basically, you brought up some ideas I had not considered, and I like the way you're thinking about this. And then she said, so we had one about car accidents or whatever. basically, and she said, people don't usually get they are going to get in an accident because they are in control of the car, but again, I like your reasoning behind it. And she said 3 questions were completely right and they're in the wrong chapter of the test questions. Tech glitches do sometimes happen. I do not know about it until a student tells me. So thank you. But what I am going to say is, as the professor, you should know like what you're teaching your student. Like, you should go back as a professor and look at all of the quizzes or whatever and mark out which ones are not in the book and actually replace it with something that's a correct concept or whatever. Like, how does technology issues get in the way? Like, you're the one writing up these quizzes or whatever, and you're saying they're wrong. Like you knew this in the beginning of the semester or whatever, and like her saying, oh my gosh, technology glitches happen. Really? As a professor, you should like quadruple check your work, make sure the concepts are being talked about in the book, and if they're correct concepts in the book, give it to us. If they're not, swap it out for something else that's a completely different concept. Like, it's not rocket science. So then she said, I've corrected quiz 8 and updated the points yesterday because of this, which she didn't update all of the quizzes that I know of. I have redone all the rest of the quizzes, which she did not. If you have find any problems with other questions, let me know, and I would love to look over your quizzes. If you want to go over future quizzes with me, I would be happy to meet you in person. But like she said, but she like literally was the opposite to the other girl, which was not appropriate at all. So then I said, what else did I say? And I said, is it okay if I email quizzes 4 to 7 with my analysis on each quiz? It might take a little bit of time, but I would not mind doing it. And then I said I would also be helping out with other students with this too. Like, I wouldn't be necessarily like, and I told her like I wouldn't necessarily be giving them the answers. I would kind of tell them like how to do their own deep analysis on this or whatever. And then she says, hope you can certainly give me your analysis on the questions and I will review them. As for helping other students, I do appreciate your willingness to help. However, this is a quiz situation and each student must do their own analysis without the help of anyone else, which I agree with. I read in the Code of Student Conduct or whatever. But what I don't understand is me and other students have said our quizzes are different or whatever, so like how would we exactly be cheating? Like, I don't know what she thinks that we would be cheating about. Maybe cheating that like, oh, your answer isn't right because of this, like, and they need to find it on their own. But really I'm helping out another student with like their problem on the quiz or whatever. So I don't really understand like why this is considered cheating and all that stuff. So basically what I did is my camera's still up or whatever. So I did some screen captures. I don't know. Okay, I don't want to do this. Come on, let's go. Okay, so what I did was okay, I don't know why you're not working. I don't think it'll be able to show it. Yeah, it's not gonna be able to show it because I didn't like screen share it on my end. So like basically okay, so it says in one of the handbooks, it says complicity in academic dishonesty is intentionally or knowingly helping or attempting to help another individual commit an act of academic dishonesty. But like, if you're helping a student like give an example of how to do it or something, like, that's not really, I mean, in a sense it is breaking conduct, but like all of the questions are completely different, or most of them are. Like, and the students' quizzes are not the same. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. So then she said, taking an examination, da 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 da, knowing, allowing another to copy from a paper, knowing without authorization, and distributing questions. I did not do any of that. So that, I thought, yeah, I was watching a video the other day. So then it says in here, cheating is intentionally using or attempting to use unauthorized materials, info, notes, study aids, solution manuals, or other devices in any academic exercise, test, or quiz. This includes unauthorized communication, but like we're communicating with students about like how the quizzes are wrong or whatever, and I'm just like telling them like how to do it or whatever. And then she says possessing notes, etc., preparing a written answer to an exam question outside of class that she didn't give us or whatever, possessing term papers, examinations, lab reports, and other assignments that were supposed to be returned for the instructor. So like if you stole an answer key or whatever, altering test answers and then claiming the instructors improperly graded the test or exam, which did not happen, giving or receiving answers by use of signals or technology during a test, which I wouldn't even know. And then I'm going to kind of read this. It says, the Board of Trustees is the governing board for the college. The board was created to operate, manage, control, and maintain the university. In keeping with this, the board has formulated and established a policy statement governing campus disturbances. This policy enunciation here is in no sense to intend to deprive any person of his or her rights of freedom of speech and assembly, which is the First Amendment of the Constitution. So, like, Dee was explaining her rights in, like, a lawful manner because it says, the exercise of those rights in a lawful manner is to be encouraged under the jurisdiction of the board. Actions, however, which deprived others of their rights without due process cannot be justified. All too often, campus disturbances might disrupt education functions, deprive the majority of the rights to pursue their education, which she did not do, injury to person or damage to property, which she did not do. In that order, normal educational purposes can continue without interruption, but she didn't interrupt. She was like asking a professor, and no, she wasn't doing a criminal act or whatever. So that's basically my take on this. And the student indeed did not violate any of these campus disturbances as stated in the book. And I don't know if they were gotten shown, but it was like campus policy and disturbances or whatever. So like, I don't know what the teacher's deal is. So yes, that's my little like story time. I thought I would just like let you know. Like, this is like one of the main reasons why I haven't been uploading a video, because I've been helping other students. Like, I haven't been giving them the answers, but I've been helping them like explain like why a question may seem wrong or whatever, in case they're not catching the red flags or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much like what happened or whatever. And I literally told this same girl, Dee, and we're actually really good friends, and we talk to each other, and then all the other students and I have a group message, and it's literally so wholesome and it's amazing. So I guess something came out of this, but I told this girl it's literally a waste of my time. As somebody who has anxiety, depression, PTSD, bipolar or whatever, like, I haven't even journaled in 8 weeks just because I haven't had time to deal with anything personally in my life. Like, all I've been dealing with is school. I'm like, I hadn't even started cleaning my apartment till like Monday, because I wanted to clean my apartment because I was literally so overwhelmed with the clutter that I was like avoiding all of my problems. Basically, that's what I do. And then I was also telling her like, I, as a student, should not have to be doing this. Like, I should be getting some sort of extra credit, or I should be exempt from like something or whatever, because I think this is just really ridiculous. And Dee said she emailed our advisor or whatever, but I haven't, so I need to personally email her or whatever and just be like, hey, so I did this, in this all week, which is literally a waste of my time because the professor wants to be really selfish and unfair. Like, so I have literally graded all of, I've literally correctly graded all of my quizzes, but some of them aren't even in the book or whatever. So, yeah, so that was a pretty nice time. So I'm going to email her tonight. I'm not doing it, after I film this video because I really need to eat supper and I really need to do my other topics. So I'll probably just email my advisor tomorrow. It is literally a waste of my time because I have 5 other classes to do. I still have a stupid concept activity thing to do for this specific class, and I still have a paper to write, and I still gotta do at Western Illinois University, they'll do this with major research departments, if you have a minor or a major in a scientific department like chemistry or psychology or sociology, they require you to do extra research. So research study for the experiment, for to get a hands-on experiment, and if you don't do that, you get a 0 from the class, and that's with every science. That's with every science research class or whatever. So yeah. So I still got to do that if I want to get the extra points or whatever. So yeah, so I kind of need to do that. And then I have a communication exam to do Monday. So I'm going to be up really late again because I've been stressing out about this all week. So I have an exam to do. And then I think I have an online overview. So I think I have a chapter quiz and an exam, and then I also have another midterm exam, and then I have to ask one of my other professors about something about the class. I have a mock interview to do. I have a policy memo to write. So just a lot going on in my life right now. My cat has been going through it because she went to the vet and she has had high anxiety all week, so it's just been a lot going on. I've been deep cleaning my apartment because once a month I've been deep cleaning my apartment of what I can and can't do or whatever. So it's just been a lot going on, and also I have a small business where I make little crafts or whatever, and for next week, I think is St. Patty's Day, I have to unmake all these gift bags for everybody else to do it. So yeah. So I have to make those, and then on top of that, I have 3 podcast shows, series to keep up on. I uploaded one of the podcasts, the true crime case, and if you guys have not, please go check out my podcast thing. I will link it in the description box below so that you guys can take a listen at it. So what I've been doing is I have been doing true crime, then I've been doing a reality TV scandal or whatever, or something along the lines or whatever, and then kind of that. And then I also have another podcast that I was supposed to upload this week, but it kind of got messed up and it got deleted, and it's called Navigating Through Life, and I was gonna do a Get to Know Me. So I have a lot of podcasting stuff to do, and the reason I'm doing this podcast for true crime is so that people are able to know what's happening and I'm able to spread awareness on situations or whatever, so that just so that people know more about undercovered stories. That's my main goal, is undercovered stories or whatever that I do. And sometimes we'll do really infamous cases, or cases that I feel are infamous but I don't feel are being talked about enough. And then my Navigating Through Life, it will be about college or whatever. It'll be about college and how I navigate through life. So example, if I wanted to do a topic on the exact thing that I talked to you about, I could go ahead and do it, but I don't think I'm going to do that first because I'm going to do a Get to Know Me or whatever. So yeah, so that's pretty much the end of this video. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on all those post notifications for when I upload a brand new video. I will try to make sure that I upload 5 videos a week, and if I don't exactly upload it Monday through Friday on a specific week or whatever, which is every week, I will try to make my I will try to upload videos whenever I can, and I'll try to keep up with like the whole algorithm thing. And I would really like to thank all of my subscribers, even though it's like 2 subscribers. I would really like to thank you for watching and listening to my content, because it really does help my channel grow a little bit more. And I would also like my subscribers to like check out my podcast down in the description box below. I will be putting information about everything down in the description. And I hope to see you in the next video. And I'm so sorry this was an hour long. I really did not expect this to be an hour long. I thought it was going to be like 40 minutes long. But yeah, so I would really just like to say thank you. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And check out the charity/organization of the month and the creator of the month. And make sure that you check out my podcast called Puzzled, where I have 3 mini series that I do every week. So see you guys in the next video. Bye.